Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today I'll be interviewing a new Workamper employer who is looking for people to work at 11 RV resorts in Michigan and Ohio. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey. It's an online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started in the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For just $29.95 for 1 year of access, Dreamers have unlimited viewing of 50-plus videos to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, setting up a domicile, and operating a small business on the road, plus everything about work camping and how to find the right job for you. Each video is 30 to 90 minutes long to give in-depth coverage on every topic. There's no wrong time to get started. So for more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. Tom Barnikow is the Human Relations Manager for Outdoor Adventures, which has 11 resorts scattered in Michigan and Ohio. This will be the first year the company has hired Workampers for any of its resorts. Tom likes the idea of hiring Workampers because they are subject matter experts regarding what makes a resort experience fun and memorable. Because Outdoor Adventures resorts are membership-based campgrounds, it is even more important that guests feel properly cared for whenever they visit the resort. Tom predicts Outdoor Adventures will need to hire a total of 75 Workampers this summer, serving in positions at all 11 resorts. Lakeshore Resort in Davison, Michigan is the flagship property, and about 20 Workampers will be needed at that location. But each of the other 10 resorts will also hire solos and couples to work at the parks. Teenagers traveling with their parents can also get jobs at the resorts. There are several jobs that Workampers will be hired to perform. Each resort has rental cabins, so housekeepers will be needed to keep them clean. The maintenance staff is a hybrid between fixing things and landscaping. Each park has a general store, so clerks are needed to stock shelves and check out customers. Security guards help control access to the resorts and patrol the grounds. And the activities staff plans things to keep adults and children active and involved, as well as orchestrating movie nights. Workampers can be trained to do specific jobs or cross-trained to do a variety of jobs, which is very helpful at the smaller resorts. Some of the parks are open year-round, but Workampers are generally needed from the middle of May through the middle of October. They will usually be expected to work 30 hours a week, but couples can split up that 30-hour commitment between them. All of the jobs are paid at wages starting at $10.10 per hour, but Workampers enjoy a totally free RV site with full hookups. Best of all, Workampers get full access to all the resort's amenities when they aren't working. Tom said the resort managers will also try to give Workampers the same schedules from week to week, and managers will try to ensure couples have the same days off so they can explore the area. With a network of 11 resorts, it is possible for Workampers to stay with the company from 1 year to the next by working at the same or different locations. To tell us more about the opportunity to spend a summer in beautiful Michigan or Ohio, please welcome Outdoor Adventures Human Resources Manager Tom Barnikow to the show. Thank you for joining me today, Tom. I appreciate the time. So this is the first year that Outdoor Adventures is hiring Workampers. So tell us a little bit about your company and what prompted you to start working with Workamper.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you, Greg, for giving us an opportunity to talk to your listeners about Outdoor Adventures and Venture Out Resorts, and I'll explain the difference here and as we go along. But this is the first year that we're participating in this program, and we're really excited about it. We got a lot of good feedback from other organizations that do the work camping program. And frankly, a lot of it comes out of pure necessity from needing just more employees. This is our way to bring in additional employees, but also ensuring that the employees that we are bringing in have some ownership, some accountability. And that's really what attracted us to the work camping program, because we wanted to have individuals. We pride ourselves on customer service, and customer service really begins and ends with that initial touch point when our members come into the campgrounds. We're a membership-based organization. So in order to access our campgrounds in our resorts across the state of Michigan and the state of Ohio, you have to be a member in our network of parks. So what typically happens is we have individuals that will have maybe their favorite park or maybe their two favorite parks. Even though we have 11 to offer, they've got their one or two favorite parks. So let's just take, for instance, our park in Davison, Michigan. That's our flagship park. That's where we have a lot of amenities. That's also where we have the most sites, the most cabin rentals, the most park models, the most A-frames. It's the biggest in terms of acreage. So we have a lot of people who regularly visit our Davison Lakeshore Resort. And what we have found over the years as we've continued to grow as a business is the most important aspect of any member's experience with us is that first touch point that they have when they come into the park, whether they're coming to the park for the first time or whether they're coming to the park for the 100th time. They want to feel like they are being welcomed, and we want them to feel like they are being welcomed in as a part of our family. So what we feel like the work camping program will allow us to do is have that person or those people who can really be park ambassadors, for lack of a better term. It's really someone that they can become familiar with. And it's also someone that is camping maybe literally right alongside of them, but it's not right alongside of them. They know that person or that couple, whoever's staying on site there, they know that those individuals are experiencing the same thing that they're experiencing. They are subject matter experts in the park. They're subject matter experts in camping in the park specifically. So there's a lot of different benefits for why we're seeking out the work camping program. And we feel very lucky that we were able to not only put this program together, but also get it kickstarted and get it off and running, and partnering with a website like yours to really get our name out there has been hugely beneficial for us.
That's great. Are you going to be hiring work campers at all 11 of your locations?
That's the plan. Like I said, we've got 9 resorts in Michigan, and we go as far north as Gaylord, which is probably about an hour from the it's an hour south of the Upper Peninsula. Our farthest south resort in the state of Michigan is in Davison, which is about an hour northwest of Detroit. We have parks as far west in the state of Michigan as Grand Haven, which is basically right on Lake Michigan. And then our 2 parks in Ohio are Arrowhead Lakes and Indian Lake. And those 2 parks are part of an affiliate organization called Venture Out Resorts. Now, the CEO of Outdoor Adventures, Jason King, he is one of the co-owners of Venture Out Resorts. So like I said, the 9 in Michigan and the 2 in Ohio are very much intertwined, and our members can access both Michigan resorts and Ohio resorts as long as they're staying within our network.
How many work campers are you looking to hire at each location, or will it depend upon the needs of that particular location?
It will really depend on the needs of that location. For instance, we're projecting that we need about 75 work campers across the 11 parks that we currently have in our network. And as I mentioned, Lakeshore Resort in Davison, Michigan is our largest in terms of acreage, in terms of the number of members that we serve, in terms of the number of events that go on a weekly basis. That's the nice thing about our resorts as well, is there's a number of activities that go on. So in order to facilitate those activities, to facilitate that maintenance, to facilitate the housekeeping that takes place, Lakeshore Resort will need the most work campers. So I would estimate probably 15 to 18, maybe even 20 of those work campers will be hosted right at Lakeshore Resort. But total amongst the 11 resorts, we'll probably have about 75 total that we're looking to hire.
Do you allow solos to apply for one of the positions, or do you need only couples?
Solos and couples are both encouraged to apply as long as you have your own RV, your own camper. That's really the only, I don't want to say restriction, but that would, if you don't have your own camper, you don't have your own RV, that would exclude you from the program. But if you are a husband and wife and you travel in your RV and you want to come work for us, we are more than happy to have you in any way, shape, or form. And that's the other thing too, Greg, that we're really proud of is we don't necessarily, if you're a couple and you're the husband who wants to work 20 hours a week and you're the wife who only wants to work 20 hours a week, that's perfectly fine. We're getting a combined 40 hours per week of work from you. And that suits us just fine.
Now, a lot of Workampers travel, not a lot, some travel with teenagers. Would the teenagers be able to work for you as well?
The teenagers would be able to work for us. Yes, absolutely. As long as they meet certain restrictions, like for instance, if the teenager is under the age of 15, we would need some type of form from their school saying that it's okay for them to work as a minor. But if they've got a teenager and that teenager wants to put in 20 to 30 hours a week, him or herself, we would welcome them with open arms. Absolutely.
What are some of the jobs that the Workampers will be doing for you folks?
So there is quite a wide variety, and the jobs themselves would be decided upon between the Workampers and the resort managers. So each of our 11 resorts has a resort manager who obviously oversees the park. So there would be a lot of discussion leading up to the start of our peak season where the resort manager would collaborate with the Workamper or the Workampers, depending on if there's more than one at that particular site, to determine what works best for them. So just to give you an example of some of the different opportunities that would be available, we have housekeepers. Because we do have rental units on site at all of our sites, those rental units do require housekeeping anytime a member checks out. We have maintenance staff. So our maintenance staff is a hybrid between maintenance and groundskeeping. And I would really say that especially during June, July, August, those maintenance staff, those groundkeepers are really focused on grounds. They're really focused on mowing lawns, weed whacking, but there's also some maintenance issues that come up throughout the park. So if you're good with your hands, if you're good with power tools, we've definitely got a job in maintenance for you. We have store clerks. So each one of our parks has a general store that we operate. So store clerks would be another job that's available as well. We call them security guards. They are unarmed. And basically our security guards have two responsibilities. Number one, some of our security guards stay at the clubhouse right near the entrance to check people in and out, make sure the people coming in are members or that they have a pass to get in. The other aspect of that job is to go around the park and just make sure that nothing's going awry, no mischief, no unnecessary arguments between members. So our security guards are our eyes and ears throughout the park. We also have activity staff. So as I mentioned earlier, we do a lot of activities both for children and adults. So we do everything from watercolors for kids to we do adult bingo to movie night where we have one of those big mobile 100-foot blow-up movie projector screens that we put in the middle of the park, and we invite everyone to come out and watch a movie. Between all of those options, we think that there's probably a good fit for pretty much anyone that's interested in the work camping program and coming to work for us. And like I said, the responsibilities are going to vary slightly from park to park, depending on the size of the park, but multiple conversations between the resort manager and the work camper will take place prior to the work camper starting.
Sounds like there is quite a variety of work available. Are the work campers cross-trained, or can they volunteer to be cross-trained into multiple positions if they wish?
Absolutely. So if an individual, let's say, I'll take one of our smaller resorts, for instance, Greg. So let's say you're at Wilderness Resort, which is in Omer, Michigan. Omer is very rural, very small town, very small population. But the advantage of staying at Wilderness Resort in Omer is the fact that it is a little bit more off the grid. So If you want to get back to the traditional camping without a lot of bells and whistles, and you just want to be in a quiet place amongst trees and have some amenities, but maybe not as much as some of the other resorts, Wilderness Resort is the place for you. So let's say one of our work campers signs up to be a housekeeper at Wilderness Resort. There might not be a lot of opportunities to get 35 or 40 hours a week doing just housekeeping. So what we would do at that point is we would ask them, are you interested in maybe serving on the activities staff as well? So maybe you would split your time, 20 hours between activities and 20 hours between housekeeping, or 20 hours between activities and 20 hours between being a store clerk. So there is opportunities to be cross-trained, and that would come in handy, especially at some of our smaller resorts in the northern part of Michigan that we have.
I'm going to take a gamble and say that these are seasonal positions, since I know it snows in Michigan and Ohio. When does your season start and end?
Have resorts that are actually open year round. Now, for the work camping aspect of this, all 11 of our parks have the seasonal work camping positions available. And our peak season usually runs from, I would say, the middle of May till the middle of October. Obviously, it really starts ramping up once Memorial Day hits, and that's when everyone starts visiting our resorts with much more frequency. But for the sake of the work camping program, I would say that at our year-round resorts, the work campers would probably start around the middle of April. For our seasonal resorts, it would probably be closer to the middle of May when they would start. Depends on which resorts you're interested in, what part of the state of Michigan that you would like to stay at during the summer, and we will make those accommodations for you. That's the other cool thing about our work camping program. Our talent acquisition specialist, April Holmes, does an amazing job of making the initial connection with the work camper, interviewing them, learning about what they like about camping, what they dislike about camping, what they're looking for when they're not working, so that we can match them with the resort in the state of Michigan or Ohio that would best fit them. So we'll do whatever we can to make sure that your experience, both working for us and your experience outside of work, we take that very seriously.
How many hours a week do you want the work campers to be working? Or is there a minimum in order to work for you?
There's not necessarily a minimum. I think what we would ultimately like to see, Greg, is we would like to see a 30-hour commitment per week. And that would be both solo and couples. So if it's a solo person, it would be 30 hours per week. If it's a couple, we would like to have that couple together offer us 30 hours a week. So if it's 10 from the husband and 20 from the wife, or 15 from both, or whatever the case may be, right? We would like to have that 30-hour commitment. Now, we understand that we might need to be a little flexible there, and we're willing to be. And again, that's going to come out in the interview process with April. We learn what your needs are, we learn what you're looking for, and we'll do our best to accommodate.
Very good. Are these paid positions?
Yes, they are. So our positions pay $10.10 an hour. And then the site is actually free. There's no license fee associated. We don't charge you a monthly fee for the site. You get $10.10 an hour, and you get to live on our parks, or live at our parks, I should say, for free. You get your own site. Now, we only offer this, as I mentioned earlier, to people with their own camper, with their own RV. We don't have the ability to give someone a rental unit and have them stay at one of our rental units during the summer months. That would be the only caveat.
Are the work campers allowed to use the resort's amenities?
Yes, they are, very much. And we would actually encourage it. I think, again, from our perspective, we want our work campers to feel like they have some ownership, to feel that this is their park, and they are working side by side with our resort staff, with our resort manager. They are part of the resort staff. They're working alongside the resort manager. And we understand that they're going to be giving a lot of their time to us, and that time being free time. So anytime they want to take part in our amenities, and most of our resorts have at least an outdoor pool. Some of our resorts have indoor pools as well. We have putt golf. Like I said, we put together so many activities. We have fireworks during the summer. We bring in bands, for concerts. Our director of activities, Tanya Swanson, does an amazing job putting activities together for all of our resorts. And we're only expanding that aspect of our organization as well as the next summer comes up. So absolutely, any amenity that is available to members or guests, our work campers are very much encouraged to take advantage of that as well.
What traits or qualifications are you looking for from your work campers?
That's a really good question, Greg. I think a primary focus for us is going to be personality. We want warm, personable people who are willing to be that ambassador that I was talking about earlier. The person who understands, or the person who's willing to learn about the park, learn about the nuances, learn about the amenities, understand the layout, understand the park's history, understand what we are trying to do, what our mission is, what our values are, what our purpose is, understanding that from the word go and incorporating that in their daily work responsibilities. Personality is going to be a huge part of our hiring decisions for the work camping program. We call ourselves our work family, right? So everyone that works for Outdoor Adventures is part of our work family. And we send out newsletters, we send out emails, we communicate very frequently to all of the members of our work family. And it's going to be essential for those work campers to understand that we are going to give them every opportunity to succeed. What we prefer is someone who says, okay, maybe I'm done with my job for the day, but I see something going on over here in this other department, or I see someone else struggling that might need additional help. Let me figure out how to go over and help them, or ask them for help, or check in with the resort when my shift is over and say, okay, what do you foresee on the docket for me tomorrow? Someone with that go-getter attitude is really going to succeed in our work camping program, and they will be looked at very highly by our management staff.
Since you folks are new to the work camping experience, do you need experienced work campers, or can anybody apply?
Really, anybody can apply. Like I said, if you have any type of customer service, hospitality background, retail, all of those experiences fit very well for our resort staff. And really, that's what work campers are a part of. They're a part of our resort staff. So you don't necessarily have to have any experience whatsoever work camping. We will obviously train you for what you need to do at the park. And as far as how you live at the resort, it's going to be pretty similar to a typical camping experience. There's obviously an agreement that we have you sign prior to entering the work camping program that will walk you through step by step, just to make sure that you fully understand what our expectations are of you, and you can tell us what your expectations of us are going to be. But ultimately, there's no work camping experience needed.
When do you begin recruiting the work campers?
We're actually in the midst of recruiting right now, and it's a very exciting time for us because, quite honestly, we weren't sure exactly how much interest there was going to be in our work camping program. And if I'm being honest, we probably started a little bit later in the game in terms of recruiting than most other campgrounds and resorts have. So we knew we were going to have to play catch up a little bit, but we have, in my opinion, we have had a great turnout so far for the positions that we posted. And we're going to continue to keep those positions posted because we continue to get interest. And I would encourage anyone who hasn't checked out Outdoor Adventures, Venture Out Resorts, please look at the Workamper site. Please look at Indeed, because we are going to be actively recruiting we're currently recruiting for them, and we're going to continue to actively recruit for them probably all the way up until April or May, because again, this is our first year and we know that our needs are high when we're talking about 75 total employees. We want to get as many work campers as we can, get them a part of the program, show them why they made the right choice, and work with them throughout the summer so that they want to come back and work for us next year. That's the biggest thing. If we can bring in 75 people and we can retain all 75 of them, I know it's a pipe dream, but it's our goal because we think we can offer something special, not just something special in terms of the work you'll be doing, but something special in terms of the atmosphere of the parks, number one. And number two, the opportunity to, when you're not working, travel outside of the parks and find fun, family-friendly activities.
That's something that I think we should note, that because you have 11 resorts, that if people work in one resort this year, they can certainly return to another resort in a different part of Michigan or even Ohio for 2024, correct?
Absolutely. And that's the cool thing about this is you will very quickly get a firm grasp of all of the different resorts, in what each resort offers. So if, let's say you work at our Kalamazoo resort in the southwest part of Michigan, and you work for Kalamazoo, you learn about our other resorts, and you say, hey, maybe next year, would it be possible for me to go up to Rifle River, which is one of our northern resorts? Again, as the name suggests, it's right on the Rifle River. So there's canoeing and kayaking and all of those fun things that you can do near bodies of water. We would certainly welcome that opportunity to move across resorts. The only thing that we ask is that you stay at the same resort all summer. But if you want to continue to work for us the following year and remain in our network, we will certainly do whatever we can to accommodate a request to maybe experience another park.
What's involved in the interview and hiring process?
Excuse me. Once we get your resume, once we learn more about you on paper, April Holmes, our talent acquisition specialist, will contact you probably within 24 to 48 hours. She's very good. She stays on top of it. She's constantly watching. She will contact you, and I would say it's probably a little bit more of an informal interview than a formal interview, but April is the one who will learn more about you. She will understand where your work experience is coming from. Do you have camping experience? Do you have work camping experience? She's got all of that written down. And that's information that we want to collect from you because, again, we're trying to find the best fit for you. And so April will go through that interview phase with you. And then once the interview phase is over, what April does is she goes back to our resort operations team and says, I think we've got someone or a couple here that would be a really good a good potential work camping applicant. They are looking to work at one of these resorts, or if there's a specific resort, she'll identify that they're looking to work at a specific resort. We will then check to see if we already have enough work campers at that resort or at that network of resorts. And I'm going to say right now, the chances of you not getting your first, not getting the resort that you want to stay at is pretty low. Again, because this program is new. So once she identifies that a work camper is needed at that resort, our member services team will find a site for that work camper. And then April will get back in contact and let that work camper know that they are indeed accepted into the program. Once they're accepted into the program, we will then communicate our agreement to you. And that agreement obviously is between us and the work camper or the work camping couple. That will get the process started. And then we will stay in contact with you through February and March, probably set up an initial conversation between the work camper and the resort manager around the 1st of March. And that will be the first opportunity that the resort manager and the work camper will have to talk about what interest that work camper has as far as jobs are concerned. And then, as I mentioned, depending on the resort, between the middle of April and the middle of May is when the work camper would actually start. So there are multiple aspects to the hiring process. We try to keep it as easy for the work camper as possible. We also understand that we can't go 2 or 3 months without communicating to the work camper, checking in, seeing where they're at, seeing if they're prepared, seeing if they're ready to go, setting up that initial conversation with the resort manager. So we want to make sure that the work camper feels supported from the time they agree to stay with us to the time they sign the agreement to the time they actually start working for us in the summer.
One of the questions I typically ask all employers is, what is there to do in the local area during your free time? But you have 11 locations, so we can't go through all of them.
Sure.
Perhaps you can talk about how you schedule time off so that the work campers have time to explore the local area.
Absolutely. So in a perfect world, and I think our resort managers do their absolute best. That's one of the things that I'm very happy about when it comes to our resort managers. They always try to give our employees the same schedule from week to week. Now, obviously, it's going to change a little bit based on maybe holidays, or maybe we have a week where we have an inordinate amount of campers coming in. But for the most part, we try to set a similar schedule for all of our employees week to week, so they know when they're getting time off and when they can take advantage of things going on outside of the park. What was your other question, Greg? There was a second part to that. I apologize.
Just how do they schedule the time off so that for example, a couple would have the same days off, if possible, to go exploring Michigan or Ohio?
Absolutely. And we have discussed with our resort managers the necessity, if we have a work camping couple, to make sure that they don't have too much time where one person's working and the other person isn't working. That has been a major point of conversation as we were building the infrastructure for this program, and all of our resort managers are well aware and are on board with making those schedules accordingly.
Where can people get more information about this opportunity?
We have posting right now on the Workamper site. Where a lot of people find us, as well as on Indeed. So you can search outdoor adventures, you can search Venture Out Resorts, and you would find our opportunities on those sites as well.
Okay. Do you have a website about the resort so that people can get a flavor of what you folks are all about?
Absolutely. So if you go to outdooradventuresinc.com. So it's outdooradventuresinc.com. And we always tell people, make sure that you pluralize adventures. It crosses some people up. That would give you insight into the 9 parks in the state of Michigan. And then if you are interested in the 2 parks in the state of Ohio, you would go to ventureoutresorts.com. And again, resorts would be plural. So outdooradventuresinc.com for our 9 Michigan resorts, ventureoutresorts.com for our 2 Ohio resorts.
What is one thing you wish all work campers knew about you and your company before they came to work for you?
Sure. Our purpose, what drives our company from our CEO all the way down the line, is we want to help families make memories together. So not only are we offering top of the line amenities at the resorts themselves, but we want to make sure that we have excellent customer service at every touch point during someone's stay with us. And as I mentioned earlier, treating every employee like they're a member of our family. During the year, during our peak season, we will have anywhere from 400 to 450 employees throughout the organization. That's full-time, part-time, regular employees, seasonal employees. And we consider all 450 of those employees part of our family. And I think any work camper who comes to work for us is not only going to see well-groomed parks with an amazing assortment of amenities, but they'll also feel respected as a human being. They will also understand that they are a key part of the customer service experience that we are bringing to our members in order to allow them to make memories together, whether they have children, whether they don't have children, whether they have been members with us for 20 years, or this is their first time camping with us. We pride ourselves on making everyone's experience the same. And those memories that can be built are really predicated on the experience that they have with our staff members, and our work campers are going to play a huge part in that. And that's why we welcome work campers with great personalities, with go-getter attitudes, that like to take ownership and accountability, and that want to enjoy Michigan and Ohio. We've strategically picked the 11 resorts that we have because of the surrounding communities and what's available. I would just say to work campers, if you have any interest whatsoever in being part of that work family, we would we would greatly appreciate you applying for our organizations.
Tom, I really appreciate you taking time to talk about this opportunity. With 75 work campers, there's plenty of opportunity to get a job yet this summer, but apply now because they're recruiting right now for these jobs. So I hope more people take advantage of this and reach out to you folks and submit an application. But the pressure is on because you've never used Workampers before. The people that you hired this season will set the tone and the expectations for all the Workampers to follow for years on end.
That's right. But we expect this first group to be absolutely phenomenal, and we're going to work right alongside them to make sure that their experience and our experience is a quality one.
That's great. Thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg.
I'd like to thank Top Barnikow, Outdoor Adventures Human Resources Manager, for coming on the show today to describe work camping opportunities at its 11 properties in Michigan and Ohio. Outdoor Adventures is seeking work campers who can help deliver positive experiences for resort guests at various touch points throughout the resort. Those touch points are interactions where work campers can talk to or serve guests. They can make the difference in creating a joyful and memorable experience where families feel welcome, whether it is their first time inside the resort or their 1,000th visit. There is no special training or skills required for any of the jobs other than being a warm and personable person who takes pride in their work. Having a go-getter attitude who is willing to help out wherever something needs to be done will make applicants really stand out. Making extra effort to take ownership of the job by doing little things, such as picking up trash whenever they see it on the ground, helps keep the property looking good, but it also conveys commitment to a level of service that Outdoor Adventures guests have come to expect from the resort. The company is looking for work campers right now to fill jobs this summer in Michigan and Ohio. Because this is the first time the company has hired any work campers, it's a great opportunity for them to set the bar and help Outdoor Adventures develop an effective and efficient work camping program. For more information about the 9 resorts in Michigan, visit www.outdooradventuresinc.com. For information about the 2 resorts in Ohio, visit www.ventureoutresorts.com. If you'd like to apply for any of the jobs available at either of the 11 resorts, look for Outdoor Adventures ads at Workamper.com and at Indeed.com. The company is recruiting right now, so be sure to check out the websites and submit an application soon. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. With its Diamond and Platinum membership tools, Workamper News is much more than just a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your work camping dreams into reality. The 1-year memberships open the door to a one-stop shop for all things work camping. Being the original resource for work camping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with a community of work campers, and view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable work camping lifestyle, then a Diamond or Platinum membership is for you. You can even get started with a free 30-day trial by visiting www.workamper.com/trial. Embark on new adventures today with the support of Workamper News behind you. That's all I have for this week's show. Next week, I'll be speaking to a longtime employer looking for summer help at the Adventureland Amusement Park in Iowa. I'll have that interview on the next episode of The Workamper Show. If you are a work camper and would like to share stories about your adventures while work camping and RVing, I'd welcome the opportunity to interview you for a future episode. Please send me an email at podcast@workamper.com and we'll schedule that interview. Thanks for listening.